Hey everyone, I'm going to argue the point here. I reckon it's worth the argument. Now here's our 120, 2008, that's had no rubber here for years, for about as long as since it's had the alternator replaced. So there's no secret. You can check in the videos and see when these rubbers were removed, when they eventually fell to pieces, and when the alternator was replaced. I like it without them because I'm not fussed about what it looks like, but I do like to be able to inspect things. The turbo has also been replaced, a couple of years ago. So people are trying to say that mud will splash in off the tyres. And I sort of thought that might happen myself. But since I haven't had the rubber there, I've been monitoring the situation. This vehicle last year, it's done probably 30,000 kilometres at least of outback trips. Approximately 15 to 20 weeks of the year, it was out travelling in dirt, dust, mud, including some flooded areas. All you would need to do is follow the videos to see it's probably been used more than anybody else's 120 Prado in 2024. Now the turbo was replaced as a preventative maintenance at 400 and something thousand kilometres. The vehicle's done about 460 now. Doesn't really matter exactly, but what matters is when mud comes off tyres, it splashes straight ahead in front here and straight behind there. You can actually see where the mud stain area is. So I've actually monitored the situation, and all the mud stains you can see in the engine bay, that's from other four-wheel driving. There's no mud or debris of any sort that actually come off the tyres or driving that go in that area there or in that area there. And I know because I've checked it. If there was, you would see stains on the turbo. See the turbo, how it's all clean, still alloy in colour, it hasn't been sprayed in mud. But it does allow me to clean it better after a trip, when the vehicle's nice and cold, and I do use, degreaser, truck wash and pressure washers and wash all this area out, which is really good for inspection, maintenance, cleaning, that sort of thing, especially as the vehicles get older. Here you can see the alternator. Does that look like an alternator that's been splashed and covered in mud to you? It's been there for years. It's been used extensively. As much as we avoid mud, even recently, there was a trip in Wombat where there was a whole heap of mud that got on the vehicles, and there was a few people with me that can vouch for that. These tyres are getting down a bit, aren't they? Anyway, one more big trip, I reckon. Point is, I think it's worth arguing the point, because people are saying, oh, but I spoke to this person himself, and I don't really care who you talk to, because the fact of the matter is it's tried and tested right here. The rubbers are not there. You can turn full lock. Nothing goes in there anywhere that matters, same as it doesn't go in there. So if you want to believe somebody else, mate, keep dreaming. Anyway, there you go. That's my argument. Look forward to seeing the comments argue back, and we'll just keep arguing. I just thought we'll have a look over this side as well, right? So over this side, same story. It actually allows you to clean everything a bit better. There's just no way I could physically imagine, and I can't understand why people would even think that something's going to come off the tyres and be able to go sideways into the engine bay. When you go through a puddle, it sprays off the bottom area of the tyre underneath the vehicle. Yes, it'll hit your bash plates and further back from there. It sprays outwards, as you can see in those fantastic photos you're all taking at times and posted up on the Facebook groups. But it can't just go across and into there, and it doesn't, because like I said, I've checked and I've monitored the whole situation. Look at this, we've even got one in place still. Isn't that amazing? And I note when I've washed the vehicle for the last 10 years, that doesn't get covered in mud. All the mud is back here. Maybe see that red staining, maybe as far as that goes, but I would say mainly everything I've seen is straight off the tyre here. That's why that's the cleanest place right there, because that's what gets clean. This is just gets wet, dust, dirt, debris type thing. And you can see that black plastic thing there. It's pretty damn clean looking as well. So I don't think that gets too dirty at all, because if I was hitting that hard with a pressure washer, surely it would just rip through. There can't be much life left in that one. Obviously, heat is what deteriorates them. The V6 generates more heat in the engine bay. Therefore, batteries aren't going to last as long, and neither are any of all your plastics and rubbers over time. And the hotter conditions you use it in, the faster it's going to deteriorate. Anyway, there's some info for you. You can keep arguing, and we'll keep discussing. I'm just joking around with arguing. It's all good. Have a bit of a laugh, whatever. Just trying to help you. Hope you can understand what I'm saying. You turn full lock to the left, the mud's going to spray out that way and miss everything altogether. If you turn to the right, furthest it's going to go is into that area there, I've noticed, right? So into there. It doesn't go in there anywhere near an alternator or any other moving parts. So obviously it's quite there. It's there quite obviously for aesthetic purposes, because when you look in and you see that, it looks better than, you know, what you see on the other side of the vehicle, all those components. So it's just really there for good looks, where they might say, oh, look, it's also to help things not going in there. And that could have been part of the design. It's also to help things to not go in there, but I can tell you things don't go in there. And the benefit of being able to clean, inspect and maintain and work on the vehicle without them in the way far surpasses anything that they're going to stop from going into that engine base. So once again, my advice, do as I do, not as I say. Do as I say and as I do. However you say it, when it's do as I say and as I do, there you go. It's not do as I say, not as I do this time. It's do as I say and as I do. Once they're broken, just get rid of them and don't worry about it. Happy days. Catch you on the next one. Do whatever you want. Cheers. Bye.